Welcome. This is Atcoin Day Trading, Litecoin, the best Elliott wave analysis, episode number 11. So today, to close out the week, I'm going to talk about Litecoin. I'll start with Ichimoku because I will discuss the Kumo break strategy briefly, and then I'll take a look at its labeling on Elliott wave, so its latest Elliott wave count. Because I don't see anymore the triangle of which I have talked about in the past, and my labeling has changed a little since my last intervention on Litecoin. So we're gonna talk about that. But first, I'll have to show you my disclaimer as always. So now you should see my disclaimer. Here's my disclaimer, the link is in the description, and here's my risk warning, so that you are aware that there are risks involved in trading. And now I'm gonna switch to my services. So under my services, I've did a little change on my website, and I'll show you what it is. So firstly, my services are, as always, a live Elliott wave updates. They will cost you 20 USD a month, and you get at least 1 to 3 updates a day during the week, a little less during the weekend. So you have the latest Elliott wave count on BTC Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the most important crypto. And if you know what Bitcoin is doing, then you have a good chance of knowing what every other Bitcoin will be doing, every other crypto will be doing, because they all move in sync. When Bitcoin goes up, everything goes up, and when Bitcoin goes down, everything goes down. So that's for Elliott wave. So you get my latest Elliott wave updates, but my service do not stop there. I also, as I added, for high probability trade setup, the Kumo break strategy on Ichimoku is used, and we are going to talk about that Kumo break strategy right after I'm finished showing you my service. So I also give you Ichimoku, and not every day, not all the time, because it doesn't change that much, but I will give you the important labeling on Ichimoku, because Ichimoku will confirm the Elliott wave count. And you get on Ichimoku, you get entry price, exit price, and a trading stop loss point, which you can adapt. So you get that stop loss point. All that so that if you are a trader, you could use the signal to go long or short. And that's provided on top of the Elliott wave count of Bitcoin. So 3 times a day you get an Elliott wave count, and from time to time when something important happens on Ichimoku, I tell you too. I tell you the entry point, and that you can use the exit point and the trading stop loss point. So it's a great service, and I know of no other trader who offers that kind of service to his subscriber, or no other subscription you can take on the internet that is as useful. So I highly recommend it. It's only for 20 USD a month. So that's extremely cheap. I could ask for much more if I compare to what other subscription services provide. I could ask for much more. I only ask for 20 USD a month. Subscribe to it, use it as you please, consult it once a day, consult it every time when I make an update. It's on Telegram. So you can set up Telegram to ring, to vibrate on your phone every time I make an update, or you can just use it once a day or once a week. It's up to you. It's up to you, your trading, how much you need to be informed about the latest development of Ichimoku. Remember that, yes, it will cost you a little money. 20 USD is really not much for a service of that quality. It's nothing for a service of that quality. And you will learn a lot, and if I'm right only once a year, or you take only one good decision because of that service, it is worth it 1,000 times or 100 times, more than 100 times. So you should, if the crypto market is important to you, it's a must-have. Now, that being said, we are going to talk about the strategy, the Kumo break strategy on Ichimoku right now. So I switched to the Litecoin chart, since we are talking about Litecoin today, and we take a look at the position. So it's a one glance chart, Ichimoku. So straight away, you can see that you are in the cloud. And if you know something about Ichimoku, you probably know that when you're in the ground, it is trendless, as it says here, right here for you. And when it's trendless, you should not take a long or a short position. So now two things can happen. The first thing on Ichimoku is that we break up to the upside out of the cloud. It's a Kumo break cloud, and the Kumo is the cloud. So when you break above it, you have that break, and that would be the first signal that tells you that a long position could be initiated, but that's not the only signal. You need much more than that. And the second thing that can happen is that you get a short position below the price breaks down. And in that case, you break again out of the Kumo. And it would be this first indication that you take a short position on Litecoin. Well, the thing to know also is, will it be high probability count? Let's say your short position get confirmed, and will it be, will you make a lot of money? What's your target? How far can you go? And to answer those questions, Ichimoku won't answer those questions, but Elliott Wave gives you a good idea. And that's why when I'm finished talking about Ichimoku, I'll take a look at its Elliott Wave count. But first, let's say a price drop. So now price has support from the Tenkan-sen, those that's below the price. That's the Tenkan-sen, and Tenkan-sen is providing support right now. You can also see that the Kichuin, the dots above, are resistance. So price tried to get about that line, which is the Tenkan-sen and the Kichuin. Here it flipped, but so you did get the cross, but that does not matter. You were in between Tenkan-sen and Kichuin, and they did provide support and resistance to price. So now you're still in between them, but let's say you drop below the Tenkan-sen and out of the Kumo. So since you work below the Tenkan-sen and out of the Kumo, that would be your first signal to go short. But it's not the only one you need in order to initiate a short position. The second thing you need is for the future Kumo to be red. And right now you have a green Kumo cloud ahead. So, and this is missing. So you can't go, even if you break below the Tenkan-sen, you cannot go short because you have a green Kumo ahead and you need a red Kumo. So you have to wait for it to turn red. And as long as it does not turn red, the future Kumo does not turn red, you won't go short. Then the second point, or the third, depending on how you count it, I count it as the second because for me, it's the Kumo break strategy, and it implies in the title that you need a break of the Kumo. So I won't count that step, but it's a step. So for me, the second thing I need is the lagging span. It's called sometimes the Shiku, to be away from price. It must be, for a short position, it must be under price, clear of price. And right now it's on price. So right now, the Chico is also missing. You need to cross price. That's so that's missing right now. If price drops, you will be, the Chico will be below price, and then that point is validated. And the third thing is that the Tenkan and the Kichuin should be in the right order. So the Kichuin should be bigger than the Tenkan-sen, which is the case right now, since up here you have the Kichuin, and down here you have the Tenkan-sen. So that's the right order. You have to be, and you have to be below it. And those are the most important points to go short. Then there's one more missing. The last one missing is that you want to buy on strength. And I define buying on strength is when you are above the previous 9 candle high. So you count the last candles, the last 9 candles. So you start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here the last candle is that level. So you need to be below the 9 candle low. And most of the time you are not. Sometimes it's the same candle, but most of the time you are not. In case you are not, you put a stop, a market entry at that level. And if price goes above or below, since the short position below the 9 candle low, then you consider that as a strength signal and you enter. So you can give the order to your broker and it will execute when you are below the 9th candle low or high, for a short position low. So all those conditions have to be simultaneously fulfilled in order for you to take a short position. And for my subscribers, I tell them when that it's the case, and I tell them also what the previous 9 candle low or high is, and at what level you should enter. So you can give the order and let it execute. Then the next thing, once you are in your position, the next thing is to put a stop loss. And we will use a trading stop loss on Ichimoku, and the trading stop loss will be the Kichuin. So here the Kichuin is again in that level up here. It's flat, and that level will be chosen as your stop loss. A little above that level, you will put your stop loss, and the Kichuin should move down with price, and your stop loss is a trading stop loss, and you have to adjust it every day or every 12 hours or every 6 hours, depending on the price development. So you adjust it and follow it. If you adjust it a couple of times, then you are, or 1 or 2 times, you are at break even, and from then you cannot take a losing position. It will be a winning trade. So now I've explained to you in short. I will do it again on the next interventions, but I have explained to you in short the Kumo break strategy. But of course, Kumo break strategy, it does not give you a target. So you don't know if it will be, if there's a lot of room to the downside or a lot of room to the upside. So it does not give you a target. It doesn't tell you if it is a trade you should take or you should not take. To answer those questions, you need Elliott wave. And that's why I combine Elliott wave with Ichimoku, because they complete themselves nicely. They add one to another. Because you want to have only high probability trades. You don't want to be whipsawed, and you don't want to enter positions which will enter break even or even at a loss. You don't want to enter those kind of positions. So in order to know what you can expect from the markets, you need Elliott wave. And that's the last thing we're going to talk about today. So now I'm going to jump to Elliott wave. And here I have the Elliott wave count on the day. the chart, and we're gonna zoom in and look at it closer. So on the daily chart, down here you had a wave 2, and up here you had a wave 3, and now we're in the process of accomplishing wave 4. I'm not going to talk about the internals because I have done it and I don't like to repeat myself. Just for the correction. The correction was before of wave 4. The correction before was a triangle. Now I have labeled it as a simple A, B, and C. So the A wave had 3 waves in it, the B wave also had 3 waves in it, and we are going to look mostly today at the C wave, which is the last, which should be the final wave of the correction. So let me zoom in. So that was the top, and here you had A wave, B wave, and now we are in the process of accomplishing the C wave. So I'm going to zoom in again to show you the last move, the C wave. So from the 4-hour chart, I'm going to zoom into the 1-hour chart, and we take a look at the last move. That's what I want to show you. Let me just adjust the zoom so that you see what I'm talking about. Okay, so up here, you had the B wave of the correction. And now we're in the process of accomplishing its C wave. C wave should be somewhere down here. Since it's a C wave, it's impulsive, so it must have 5 waves in it. And I've labeled this a wave 1. Here I've labeled it a wave 2, then a wave 3, a very extended flat for wave 4. And it had an A, B, C for its wave A, then an A, B, C for its wave C, and finally 5 wave for its wave C up here. Since down here we have wave B, so up here we have wave C. You can see it, but when I zoom in, you will. Here we had an ending diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with wave 4 entering the price territory of wave 1. And now I'm going to take a look at the final part of the correction from wave 4, excuse me, from wave 4 top. So I'll zoom in to show you that. I'm just adjusting the zoom, and then I'll talk about it. Okay, that will do. Up here you have wave 4 of wave C, and then we get, since it's a C wave, it's impulsive, it has 5 waves in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we still have to accomplish its final 5th wave. Here we have a double, an ABC, A, B, C for wave 4, and I haven't, I've missed something on my chart, so I'm going to add it right now with you guys. And the thing that I've missed is that we had a leading and diagonal here for, or ending diagonal for its wave C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave C, as you can see. That was an ending diagonal. And we have one more ending diagonal for this wave C. We have one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I have omitted to put the lines above it. So since I'm talking about that, let's quickly add the lines. That's the lower line. You take wave 2 and wave 4 for the lower line. And if it would stay, it would be nice. Something like that. And now we have the upper line that I have to add to. So from wave 1 to wave 3. Upper line. And it's again an ending diagonal, which means that wave 4 enters the price territory of wave 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And wave 4, as you can see, is entering the price territory of wave 1. Okay, that's for the wave 4 of the correction. And now we are accomplishing its final fifth wave. Since up here we have wave 4, and we still need a wave 5. So the wave 5 will subdivide into 5 waves. Wave 1 and 2 is probably over, and we are probably subdividing again for wave 3. So 1, 2, and we should see now a wave 3. Here I put a 3 here, but a sharp wave 3. It hasn't happened sharply right now, so we are still waiting for price to drop lower, and it should drop lower quite sharply because it's a wave 3, but it hasn't happened for now. So I have to see what happens, but I'm expecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It won't be a diagonal, even if I labeled it like that, but it won't be a diagonal. And once that is done, you get its wave 3, then a wave 4, and then a wave 5, and that will finish with the fifth wave of the fifth wave of wave C of wave 4. And wave 4 will be the end of the correction. So that's what I'm expecting. And now that we have talked about the labeling on Elliott wave, we can discuss if it would be a high probability trade to enter a short position once you get the once Ichimoku tells you to go short. So why don't you could go short right now just with Elliott wave, but I like to only get high probability trades. My Elliott wave count could be wrong. Maybe we already have accomplished wave 5 and we go higher. The problem with that outlook is that what you see right now on the chart, this final move here, is not impulsive at all. So it does not help. It tells you price go lower since it is corrective, and it is corrective because it's a wave 4, as you can see. But you could go low only with Elliott wave, but I like to take only high probability trades, because instead of having 10 trades a year, let's say you don't trade a lot. Let's say you do only 10 trades a year. If 5 of them are winning trades and 5 are losing trades, you won't do that well. But if you take only, let's say, 2 or 3 trades a year instead of taking 10, but they are high probability trades, and you are right 2 times out of 3, and when you're wrong, you take a very short, small loss, then you do very well. So I don't want to be in the market when I don't get the signal of a high probability trade, because trading too much will simply cost you money. That's why I will wait for the confirmation of Ichimoku. And if we look again at the Ichimoku chart, once we break below the Tenkan-sen and out of the Kumo, and let's say that all our rules are fulfilled, the future Kumo, the Chikou, and the Tenkan-sen and the Kichuin and its relationship to them. Let's say everything is validated and you can go short. Will it be a huge winning trade? Again, if we switch to answer that, we switch to Elliott wave, and Elliott wave tells you that we have already accomplished wave 4. So the only wave we still have to accomplish is wave 5. And that tells you that there is not that much room to the downside. Yes, we will go lower, but not that much lower. It would have been more interesting to enter at the start of wave 1 instead of wave 4. Wave 4, the move is coming to an end, and once it comes to an end, price should rebound quite fast. So so you probably won't get the top of wave 4, since that happened at 117.29, so you won't get that. And you will go certainly below 96.39, but you might go, I don't know, I have no target for the end of it right now. But let's say you go to 94 and then you rebound really fast. Well, it's not sure that it will be a huge winning trade. So it is not a high probability trade, or it's not a very juicy trade. Your target won't be that low, and you will not catch the bottom, just as you won't catch the top of wave 4, and you will not catch the bottom of wave 5. Not that wave 5, but this one. You understand what I mean. But you won't catch the top, and you won't catch the bottom. So it is not the most interesting trade. I just wanted to say that. That's why you use both of them, so you can skip trades that aren't that interesting. From if you look at what you risk and what you can make out of it. So if you switch back again, here it will certainly drop a little lower, but once you enter the trade, it is close to finish, and you will probably exit at break even or even with a small loss. So it's not a trade that is very interesting if you look what you can make and what you risk. So it is a trade that should be skipped if you want to take only high probability trades. Now, that was all I wanted to tell you today. Oh, I've forgotten one thing. I wanted to ask for my free work to like and comment this intervention. I always like reading your comments, especially when they're kind. And the last thing I recommend you is to have a second way of communicating with me. You never know when it will be useful, whenever you need some help and you want to reach out to me. I like helping people. I like teaching them new stuff. I like directing them in the right way to become a better trader, so that they can make fast progress. It took me a long time to get where I am today regarding trading. But thanks to my help, you can accomplish that journey much faster. And if you're my private client, you can always contact me. Next to the live Elliott wave updates and the signals on Ichimoku, you get also a help desk where you can talk with me. You can ask me questions whenever you need, and I'll do my best to answer them as soon as possible. So I think that's a great deal. I personally would really appreciate if I had a trader who's offering that to me for a modic sum, a very small sum of 20 USD a month. I would really appreciate that. Since I think it's such a good service, that's why I'm offering it to you. And if you're interested, you just join my free Telegram group and let me know. Even if you don't want to become a member right now, a private client of mine right now, still join the free Telegram group just to have a second way of communicating with me. You never know when it will be useful. Thanks for watching, and see you next week for some more trading videos and updates on altcoins, and then on BTC too, but not that much on BTC because I'm reserving it mainly to my private clients. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. And enjoy your weekend.